Ulysses, Episode 3 of Part 1, Proteus. The time is 11 a.m. The scene is the Strand, in this case Sandymount Strand. The colour is blue-green. The technique is Monologue (male). Correspondences are Primal matter, which is Proteus, Egan, which is Menelaus, and the Cocklepickers represent Magapenthes. The science or art is Philology, the love of language. The meaning is Prima Materia, no organ again, and the symbols include word, tide, evolution, and metamorphosis. In terms of other characters, well, it's really all Stephen, but maybe Stephen's regrets? As for the plot, ineluctable modality of the visible. At least that is that, if no more, thought through my eyes. This is the one that breaks most people, but really it's just Dedalus strolling along the Strand on his way to his next appointment, thinking in a stream of consciousness. He thinks about the class he just had. He imagined what it would be like to be blind and uses his stick to tap his way along for a bit. He thinks about his time spent in Paris and about his mother and her death. He has to think about Ireland's relationship with Britain and with the world in general. He imagines visiting friends. He regrets who he has been, and he regrets his own priggishness about pretty much everything. Throughout, he plays with the sounds and the combinations and the creation of words and neologisms, and he tinkers about with the beginnings of the idea of writing a poem. Exactly, and that is the ineluctable modality of the audible. Open your eyes. No. Jesus! If I fell over a cliff that beetles over his base, fell through the Neben Einlander ineluctably. I'm getting on nicely in the dark. My ash sword hangs at my side. Tap with it. They do. My 2 feet in his boots are at the ends of his legs. Cousin Stephen, you will never be a saint. Isle of Saints, you were awful holy, weren't you? You prayed to the Blessed Virgin that you might not have a red nose. You prayed to the devil in Serpentine Avenue that the fubsy widow in front might lift her clothes still more from the wet street. Reading 2 pages apiece of 7 books every night, eh? I was young. You bowed to yourself in the mirror, stepping forward to applause, earnestly striking face. Hurrah for the goddamned idiot! Hooray! No one saw. Tell no one. Books you were going to write with letters for titles. Have you read his F? Oh, yes, but I prefer Q. Yes, but W is wonderful. Oh, yes, W. He has a lot of fun with language in this. And if we can get past the what does it mean, some of the times the sounds will carry you along, as they do in Finnegan's Wake. Here, Dedalus is the quintessential modernist, incapable of originality and trapped by the ideas of others which occupy his mind. He quotes poets and writers endlessly, never feels a true faith in his own abilities. He plays the intellectual and he delves into ideas that sound important and deep. However, throughout, he irritates himself. And his constant voices, his need to be deep, his idea of being a poet, he doesn't have a kind description to give to himself. As before, Hamlet becomes an inescapable thing for him. And you kind of wonder, is Ireland like the Kingdom of Denmark for him? Laertes came back from Paris too, from his studies, for a funeral. Hamlet literally came back because of the death of a father rather than a mother. We see Ibsen and Wilde referenced a lot, and possibly there are hints and suggestions maybe that Dedalus at least flirted with the idea of being in an intense same-sex relationship. The character of Cranley shows up here again. Cranley was in A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and he's sort of nemesis and, I don't know, sort of enticing, a siren, a nemesis and a siren for him. So yeah, this is his second appearance in Ulysses already. He mocks something that he wrote. He spent a lot of time as a young man writing epiphanies, and these have been published, and I actually really enjoy them. I like the idea. They're short little aphoristic kind of things. Remember your epiphanies written on green oval leaves, deep, deeply deep. Copies to be sent if you died to all the great libraries of the world, including Alexandria. So yeah, he is Joyce is harsh on Dedalus as Dedalus is harsh on Joyce, if you like. He also summons up ideas of parts from other parts of his work, like the Pigeon House is a reference to the Dubliner story An Encounter, and obviously Cranley as well. The last line, though. He turned his face over his shoulder, rear-regardant, moving through the air-high spars of a three-master, her sails brailed up on the cross trees, homing upstream, silently moving, a silent ship. All this points to the Odyssey once more, and Telemachus waiting for some sure sign of his father's ship.
And long, still towards that twilight comes love's old song, and love's old sweet song.